Hello everybody, how y'all doing? It's been a long time since I did a recorded video and uploaded it and all that good stuff. But hey, hi everybody. Hope everybody doing well. So I'm coming up here to do an all signs energy check-in. Um, yeah, so um, I hope y'all enjoy this. Welcome back. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see how it goes. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I already have my cards already laid out. It's 12 Zodiac signs. I really didn't want to do all that shuffle time. I'm doing all that edit time. So they already out. You know what I'm saying? So what we have for the overall energy that came out is never jam the day. So and it says underneath, promise that never comes to be, empty words, and not living in the now. So like on the whole collective side of it, it seems like the energy that's coming up is like, it's more testy. It feels like an experiment. It feels like a trial and error. It feels like it's section, it's division. It is going to be done according to the characteristics of the individuals. It's going to be group sessions that it takes the interaction of things in order to get to the baseline to what the achievement goal is. So it seemed like what the achievement goal going to be with this pendulum that's here is time. It seemed like what is happening is it's a game of time. So being that it's a game of time, it really makes sense that empty words, because time is illusion. We put time here to adjust to how we aging, to how we progressing. It doesn't mean that we're going to change history, because if you look at our current times right now, we definitely made history come back around, and we actually have the same similar reactions in history as we do now. So that even goes with not living in the now. You know what I'm saying? How much is that a struggle for some people to really be in the past? Are you upset? Are you upset around it at your peers because you feel like they ain't learning the lesson? I mean, could you be feeling that energetic moment? Because on a scientific basis, from people who like to engage in space and history and all of those things, they always trying to find the anomaly. They trying to justify what change came at, or justify what's good or what's bad, and why this got to be like this, and what's the appropriate protocol. But the point is, are they really living in the now when they're making these decisions? Are they really living in the past? But the point is that really a bad thing that they in the past, since the past is the now? So the contradiction in it is just like the pendulum. It's playing, time is playing, and time is playing a game with us. And when I mean us, I mean everything that's on this planet is playing a game. The way the trees sway, when the rain fall, the levels of the snow, the volcanoes that's eruption, everything is connected together into the master plan. So this week is all about the master plan. But before I keep going, I love to entertain my audience by reading some of the things out the book, because I inspires people who's curious about this, and your curiosity. And you know, I didn't select the card per se. The card I asked, I requested something, and it came about in the way that I designed in my shuffle. So what I have here is number 35. I'm not going to read nothing out of the book except this one card, because this is the intro. And hopefully by reading this, you may become more interested or intrigued, and and maybe it makes sense. I don't know. Let's see what I have already previewed and how it might have a perceptional view into what I have already predicted. Okay? So this is card number 35. Alright. Never jam today. So I like reading one special part. Okay? Alice couldn't help laughing as she said, I don't want you to hire me, and I don't care for jam. It's very good jam, said the queen. Well, I don't want any today at any rate. You couldn't have it if you did want it, the queen said. The rule is jam tomorrow and jam yesterday, but never jam today. So I'm going to read a little bit more. I love that, but I'm going to read a little bit more. When the White Queen makes her outrageous statement that a jam is for tomorrow and for yesterday, but never for today, Alice realized that no one is ever to get any jam. When this card comes to you, what can it mean? Exactly what I was trying to say. Instead of me using the word jam, I use time. Okay? Well, it is likely that someone is making promises that sound like there is plenty on offer, and time is plenty. Time is plenty to everybody. In fact, it is extremely unlikely that they will ever deliver and come through with all the wonderful things that are attracting you with. So what is your goals? What is your desires? Like, I'm learning a major lesson now on my dreams and my dreams compared to a disciplinary spiritual person. It's a really intriguing lesson from my perspective. It comes with many emotions. And the visual aspect of it, when they say don't jam today, mean what I look at on TV, the people I encounter, the ones that's in this world, the ones who's popular, the ones who's not popular, the ones who have this opportunity. Gotta try not to jam today. You see, when this card comes, someone is claiming that they can do a lot of good for you, but whether they are offering a pay raise, a good time, or a commitment, it is never to be. The promise is never ever delivered or enjoyed today. They exist on the promise of better future and the memories of a wonderful past, but they will never make good on their promises when it most counts, and that is today. Once again, an example of our times living in the past. The promises are just as equal as it was then. So is the promises good? Did they make on the promises? If we compare it to the past, does it mean they made on the promise in the future, the present? Or which one is the right word? How did everything contribute even when you was growing up in this path and all this moment of time that's come to this realization? Did you make good on your words, your contribution of what your goals and desires was, how you was going to impact? Have you even really looked at how you impacted? And can you find that impact when everything looks good? Fortunately, Alice is not at all attracted by the offering of the White Queen. She literally does not want the jam, and she cannot be manipulated. But those who do want the jam could be forever living in the hope that one day they will get jam. The fact is, the will never ever happen. Listen to the person making some rather wonderful promises or boasting about how much they can offer others. When will they deliver? Are they always talking about the past and planning for a wonderful future but struggling in the present? If so, is it best to be like Alice? I have no desire for promise which will never be fulfilled. So, hey Zodiacs, let's get into you. Who's the first runner up here? We have Libra for this energy here. Libra, I have three cards that, three different oracle cards to express the energy of how the interaction in this bubble of energy can affect you, right? And all of y'all zodiac signs. That's how it's really going. I'm starting off with 3 oracle cards, and I have 2 tarot type cards that will clarify the 3 oracle cards. And it's also a beautiful game for me to play. I don't know how well I'm doing it compared to the experienced people who do come and watch the shadow. I appreciate any compliments, supporting thoughts, and all those engagements. Appreciate you. So that's how the layout is going. So first up is Libra. Libra, you have, what do you feel? You have spiritual quest. And you have rest and relaxation. So Libra, the main thesis in this, in your storyline as it relates to Never a Jam Today, what are you feeling? You know, when it's saying what you feeling, is putting you in a predicament between flesh and spirituality. Now, which part is the spiritual part? Is it your intuition? Is it a little bit more? Is it reading your spiritual vices? Is it entertaining with your spiritual vices that you have? Is it going to work, interacting with family and friends and other people as you interact? If you're going into a storefront, if you're trying to place an order offline and conducting business just for personal use. What is all of these in your situation? Meaning, where are you? What is your status? Are you really 100% sure of your status? Is that royalty really honored? And not only that, is who could change the royalty? What side are you really on? Are you the queen in this situation who has the jam and got the riddle? Because you got to remember, it's no jam for today. It's only jam for yesterday and jam for tomorrow, but never jam on the day. So are you the queen in this? Are you Alice, who's like, okay, I get all of that. So since you said that, right, why do I even want it? But it's not stopping the story, because the queen might not necessarily realize that you comprehending it that way. Because maybe the queen really want you to take the jam. So where are you on this feeling? Where, you know, this energetic moment that be coming about is going to have you do some. It's going to be maybe a situation that comes up. And it could be that one situation. It could be a full meditation for some. It's going to be something that happens. But it's going to be on a conscious level of the way you comprehend the message now. It's not going to be one that's on a super high awareness. You gotta be focused. But if this message sends you to be focused, then it wants you to be focused like that for a reason. Maybe it needs you to be focused like that, so then you'll realize that no matter how focused you are, you still miss the whole plot. And now that it's coming back around, you realize that you missed the plot. But did you really miss the plot, or was it a lesson to be learned? So, to clarify this is, we have the Ten of Swords and the Sun. So, you know, that's what I mean about the focus point. Everything that I said is, it's a situationship. And like I said, it could any Libra in this situation could place you at any moment, at any time. But because time in the pendulum is there, what are you feeling? You might want to take notes. If it really means something, if you're trying to go somewhere, if you're trying to understand something, you got to objective for a goal. Because it's going to relate to anything that you got prepared to plan. So next up is Cancer. Okay? So Cancer, you have, if I can move this hair out the way, visions of life beyond death. Visions of life beyond death. You have guidance. And you got new love. So, Cancer, I feel like you're going to be, I feel like with yours going to be sort of mission impossible. Because Cancer, I can feel like you deep in the ocean. It's like visualizing yourself in the ocean. And you is at the reef or the core or the perfect section on this planet where it's abundance of beauty, it's abundance of joy. And it's already jam. So, jam for the day is almost like for you a bliss of contentment, a bliss of normacy, a bliss of routine. It's the things that's haven't changed. It's a mom pop type hood. It's a village, right? And within this village right here, right? You're gonna trigger curiosity and boredom. And curiosity and boredom is gonna look like a swirl, like a peppermint. It's intertwined together. And it's not no way to separate them beyond the consumption, beyond engaging in it, beyond interacting. You have to walk into this journey. You have to walk through this door. And it's not a door that you're going to stop. You're mesmerized. It's like being in the safari desert. And like they say that you start hallucinating water and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's true. I've never been there. But it's a good point to make right now. And that's where tarot comes from, what we have in ourselves. So, and that's that vision. That's where that vision of life beyond death and guidance is coming in. You're mesmerized. But the thing is, in your mesmerization and not jamming a day, what role are you in the Queen and Alice? It's a role. Are you the guidance counselor without realizing you're the guidance counselor? Is it okay to know that? As the energy keep thinking and the climax keep changing, and you have to keep adjusting to the everyday world, because it's only jam for the what? For tomorrow and for yesterday, but no jam for today. So basically, if you didn't know about it, but you felt the jam tomorrow, you woke up and you felt this feeling like, who's following me? And it could be something on your social media that just pop up because you wanted something and it pop up and you be like, oh, okay, it was you. Is that all right that you got manipulated that way? Could it be preparing you something for later on of awakening that you have coming to? Could it just contradict what your whole point of view is? Maybe you do feel like you want it and you want it. And it sits of Alice. I don't want that, but I want this. Oh, I don't want to go through that, but I do want to get there to that. But it ain't a different path. You might have to, you know, because that's all about buying time for the moment until you level up to the part that you need to be. So if you if any Cancer kind of worried whether they kind of off course, no, your course is going through a reflexive stage. It's very reflexive. And to clarify that energy, we got Desire and the Hermit in reverse. I feel good, because that's what desire is all about. Being able to be mesmerized even by your own personal desire. To be desired is to be mesmerized. But with a Hermit up in reverse, it's basically just saying that it's your journey. So, how will this energy affect Taurus? Is the next one is up in line. So Taurus, let's see what you have. You have the power of attraction. You have childlike expression. And you have practiced compassion. Taurus. You're in a pickle kind of situation, Taurus. Your energy is very pickle. What I mean by pickle is you're a magnet. It's like Taurus is close to the magnetic energy right now. Could it, it could be the magnetic energy in the Pacific planet, meaning that, how can I put it? It's so, I'm trying to be so graceful about it. And being graceful and trying to choose the right words just can get twisted at times. Taurus is like, you got a blood energy. It's not entertaining. It might be more boring, or it might be more boring, or it could get very fixed. Like your fixed energy is really strong in this to be stuck. Like somebody could fall in quicksand, but if there's a way to get out or they got help, it will be achieved. But if there is not none, then we know what the outcome going to be. So it's just one of those things. It's just whether you got the tools with you or you don't have the tools with you. Because to practice childlike expressions is something that you grow into learning tools. So you already know that you're not going to have every tool with you if you're in a childlike expression. Because you're engaging into a narrow-minded pathway until things begin to spread open, until your mind begin to think beyond these things, beyond that contentment, beyond that one placement. You have to wait until that part open. And it's easy to practice compassion as a child. It's more easy to practice compassion as a child compared to an adult. So that's the whole point. And if maturity is a thing for you, then you fix. And that's where your fixed property is in your maturity belief. And that's going to be your double-edged sword. That's going to be the thing that breaks and make you in this week, is that fixed energy. And this is getting clarified by The Six of Swords and the Queen of Swords in reverse. It's a make or break you. Make or break. That's all to it. Okay. Next is Pisces. Pisces, you have beyond the mind, the heart beats. You have blessings. And you have love indoors. Pisces, your sacrifices your sacrifices in your heart that takes over your mind is the major key to this energy for you. It's a setup. Like Pisces, as it refers to the collective energy, you have a setup energy. You have a kind of energy that hold on. Okay, Pisces. You have more of the energy that relates to the Queen. Your jam is the blessing. And you're a mood setter. Wherever you go, you set the mood in all the buildings. You're going to carry that around. Sometimes it's going to be on stronger than other times. But you is that person that set that mood in the environment. As a reflect, you carrying the Queen. And the Queen is out just letting people know, jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but no jam for today. You is that intercon. So it's more or less like when it comes to you, your mood could be it. Meaning you could assume somebody moved wrong. You could assume the most wrongest thing because they moved wrong and you didn't catch it. Because that's the same way. The Queen is not paying attention to Alice. She not paying attention that Alice is saying she don't want the jam. She just like, you think I care that you don't want the jam? Girl, I know you want this jam. Just understand, the only reason you feel like you don't want the jam, because the rule is jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but no jam for today. Don't act like you fooling me. And Alice is more or less like, what makes you think I want something that bad? I haven't even tried it. I haven't even tasted it. I don't even know if it's good. I just know I don't like your attitude. So because I don't like you, I don't even think I want anything that you have. But the queen doesn't see it that way. And like I say, far as being into you, I mean, you have to check your attitude because you're a mood setter. Some mood is going to be strong. You might think that it's the person outside of you. No, it's what you going to be radiating out. It's your double fish mode that's going on. Your double fish mode is playing. It's like it's in a mating season right now. It's just in a good ass place, but it's just leaving. And as far as it like affecting, I mean, it's sprinkling down on who it's supposed to. So you're not by yourself. So I can't speak for every Pisces. I'm just saying, on the overall general, you was the mood setter. Try not to be so reflective and be like, yo, it's your fault I'm in this mood. No, it isn't that person's. It's yours too. Because somewhere deep down inside, you either was expecting it, or you was already having a bad day, or you just was in a nonchalant attitude and you got a nonchalant reaction back, but it took you out of your nonchalant attitude to care about something, so now you mad because you got some emotions that came up where it's talking about that love endures, you know what I'm saying? And it gave you some emotions, and it's like, you don't realize it gave you emotions because you're not looking at it, because you don't think nonchalant is not holding emotions, because you know you just don't give a fuck and you know that's an emotion. So because you into that I don't care mode, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of funny like that. But you that mood setter. I'm not saying other things ain't going to contribute to it, but you that mood setter. For clarifiers, I have love it, choice, and the Ace of Cups in reverse, like I said. So, you know, that's why the Ace of Cups is in reverse. You is that water sign. I told you, yeah. So, next is Virgo. We have bring into form, concentration, you are limitless. Virgo, you're going to experience some mythology from this energy. Meaning, I use the tarot deck that is called, right here, Alice in Wonderland. Okay? This is a tarot deck I did. Right? You in a myth. You was in a myth of it. Like it was saying about people boasting and bragging. Okay, you is that person. You're going to make that happen. You're going to make people boast. You're going to make people brag. You're going to make people sell. You influence it, you know, this as it relates, Virgo energy in the form of it is relating to the production of the economy. So as a Virgo for a person, you could be good, maybe in business ideas, maybe not. It all depends on how you perceive it. You're going to feel like a fixed energy too. You're going to feel fixed. You're going to experience some stubbornness. You know, Virgo is depending on how the person is, whether you got bipolar issues, you're going to have to be careful in this energy not to get sad. not to drive so much of your energy into one thing. You're gonna have to you're gonna really have to balance yourself out. You really are. Because Virgo is like the one that got the kid. You're gonna have to not cuff. You're gonna have to balance how you cuff. You got to maintain that rate of cuffing, the rate of speed that you cuff situations. That's where the pendulum magic comes in at. And time far as you go. If a Virgo is highly stressed out, you got to watch it. Because your stress levels can increase. And it just depends on where your Virgo is in your chart. For example, if your Virgo in Jupiter, then you could be very sensitive, irritated. You could go very serious. You could be only wanting to be around certain people. If your Virgo is in Venus, per se, you might want to be more in a lovey-dovey mood. You might want to decide to have a kid. You might want to get married. You might want to be booed up with somebody, and then in a few more days you question yourself why you doing it, and it's making you feel like you're getting cold feet. But it's not the fact that you're getting cold feet, it's the fact that you didn't regulate your cuffing time. See, time is the key here, and it's like, if you don't regulate your time, it will engulf anything. It's like you very consumption. That's where that concentration is. It's like your energy is thick. It's very concentrated. You know what I'm saying? It has to get diluted based on the type of Virgo you are. You gotta dilute this energy that's going on. And once it get diluted to the right part, you'll feel yourself right. But you gotta balance out that time and how you exert your energy. It's very important for you doing this energy, Virgo. And for your clarifications, you got heaven and earth and kings and wands. So, heaven and earth is very a gulf. That's very something that's consumption. And with the king of wands is fire could go very quick. It could engulf something. So I'm just saying, balance out your time and effort and everything. Whatever is your rate of speed, balance that out for a little while, okay? So I'm going to do Capricorn, and because I'm already 37 minutes in, I'm going to break these down into 2 videos. So after Capricorn, I'm going to take a brief pause to pause this part and then begin on the next 6, okay? Yes. So Capricorn, here we go for you, right? And what we have for you is dream a beautiful dream. We have openness, and we have speak the language of love. Capricorn, as it relates to this, it's that foolish energy that's in this story, meaning Alice is also foolish too. In a sense, Alice is even foolish if she already believes that the queen is self-centered. Why are you going to keep wasting all your words and energy? You're not going to win the conversation, because no matter what, she's going to believe what she want to believe. So you're bringing in the boost of both sides of the saga. You bringing in, with that centaur energy you have inside of Capricorn, because that's what your image is. That's Sagittarius. My bad. I'm a simple fool. But Sagittarius, Capricorn. you have a centaur energy as far as the architecture design up here. You know, you have you you have that splitness. You have that sex appeal. You have that need that's inside of Capricorn that some people just don't recognize. You know, as far as the sex appeal, but it's like you bringing in that foolish side. You bringing in, it's like you regulating that naivety, you know, in it all. You, you have this entertainment, you know, and Capricorn represent the resources, you know, the things they use, and it's like you really is that, like you is so, this energy is just that foolish. But as far as Capricorn, you know, breaking it down as far as the individual of it all, right? It just really depends, like, be real if as possible as you can and respectable if you out there mingling and dating. That's about the best thing, because you're going to catch your own self up. Being that the Queen and Alice both have the foolishness. See, you could be both of them without realizing it. But to be good at it, you need to kind of figure out how to use both of them in your situations. How to use that naivety. How to manipulate it, because it's within inside of you for a moment. It's like the beams of light is initiating this to spread about a design and a plan that's bigger. It's bigger than you are, but we all play a role in making its vision come true. Whether it's through us and our visions and goals or not. Whether it contradicts what I'm saying contradicts free will or not. It's the sweet essence of it. It's like Capricorn, you the spring blossom. You the blossom that's coming in. You is that pollen that's going to rise up the plants and the trees and bring the greenery in. That's the type of energy you have. So it can be very good for you far as money, but it can be poisonous as of money if you don't think, if you don't use logic, because the fool don't use logic. The fool use reason. So you got to understand the difference between reason and logic. You have to do some math yourself in the situations in order to manipulate and navigate the energy that's before you. For example, say you got Saturn in Capricorn, right? Capricorn and Saturn. Oh, this would be the best time in the world for justice to fall your way if you know how to manipulate it. You know, say if you got Pluto, Capricorn and Pluto, oh my goodness. You need some things to come out to show you what direction you need to go in. You play your cards right, you could be able to accomplish that knowledge. For clarifiers, we have the Journey card and the Ten of Cups. Here we go. Journey card and the Ten of Cups. So that journey is what I'm talking about. Your energy is a journey. It's a journey for all. So what I'm saying is, like some of the myths is when somebody buy a new car or buy any kind of car, they realize after they start driving the car for a while, they start seeing that same car on the road. That's that journey. In the Ten of Cups, that's that universal energy that impacts everybody. If you could count on your hand at least 1 to 2, the more you count, the more the Ten of Cups that's there in abundance on that same journey. Don't get caught up in the competition. It's the warning also in this. It's nothing to compete. It's a river. It's flowing. And even though water look like it's endless, understand it got to be a stopping point if we walking on land. So, I will be right back with the next 6.